Today I'm going to be comparing these two Speedcubes, the MoYu RS3 M 2020 and the GAN 356 XS. So what makes a Speedcube good? I can think of 4 things right off the bat. Most importantly, performance. And the 3 others would be looks, feel, and price. So let's go down that list and compare these two cubes in each of those categories. The performance of these cubes is hard to compare. Really, they're both amazing cubes and they perform excellently, but strangely enough, they don't feel anything like each other. The XS is kind of squeaky, a little bit slow, but quite smooth, while the RS3 M is really fast, kind of springy, and also corner cuts quite well. So then how do I compare these cubes? Well, there's a couple ways. First of all, I did an average of 100 on both of these cubes. I did slightly better on the GAN XS, but when I say slightly, it was only a very small bit faster. Even though the average of 100 was faster on the XS, there's a couple reasons why I think the RS3 M performs better also. So basically, I could break down performance into a bunch of smaller things like speed, stability, corner cutting, magnet strength, all that stuff. On each of the edges in the XS, there's these little dials, so you can pick between 3 magnet strengths, which is quite handy. On the RS3 M, the magnets are not swappable or adjustable. However, you can buy stronger magnets specifically for the RS3 M on the cubicle. They're only 99 cents, so if you think the magnets are not strong enough on this, then you should just buy those. So for the other things like corner cutting, speed, and tension, I'm not really going to talk about those because all of them can be changed by adjusting the cubes. But here's one thing that I realized. The RS3 M has stuck with the original screw, while the XS has 2 different tension adjustment systems. Most people think this is pretty clever, and is probably one of the reasons why the cube is more expensive. But here's the reason why. The screw is actually much better. Basically, since the springs aren't replaceable on the XS, the only way to adjust them is by using these tension adjustment systems. This clear plastic adjustment system on the bottom has 4 different steps, so there's 4 levels of tensions you can choose from. And the light blue or dark blue things on the top have 6 different things you can choose from. So 6 times 4 equals 24 different tension settings you can have on the XS. Sounds cool, right? But guess what? With a screw, you know how many tension settings you can have? Infinity. Because with a screw, you can just use a screwdriver to tighten it as little or as much as you want. Where with this tension system, you have to go by the notches or clicks that it gives you. So although it might be easier to tension the XS because it comes with tools, and you don't have to test all the sides to make sure they're equal, the simple screw in the RS3 M is technically better than the XS's system. So overall, I'm going to have to say that performance is a tie, which definitely should not be the case when this one is less than 1/6 of the price. Alright, so performance is equal, but how about looks? Looks has to go to the XS, mostly because of the black interiors that really bring out the vibrant colors in the stickerless shades, but also because of the logo. Let's just look at this. Yeah, trust me, MoYu could really learn something from GAN's logo. So the GAN wins looks by far. But let's move on to feel. Okay, I also think that feel is really one-sided. And it's the other side. The RS3 M, at least for me, just feels much better in my hands. I think it's because of the plastic. It has frosted plastic, which the XS used to have, but now it's kind of shiny because I've used it for a while. And honestly, if I were going to do another average of 100, I would easily pick the RS3 M to do it with. And it does have this kind of springy sound, but I don't really mind it, and you can fix it by just putting some lube on the springs. Now, the plastic on the XS is also not slippery, but listen to this sound when I kind of press the cube a little bit. And also, the turning on the XS is not nearly as fluent. You can show this by turning both of the cubes really slow. See how on the RS3 M, if I try to turn it really slow, it's completely smooth with no stops. But if I try this on the XS, it basically goes in little clicks like that. So in my opinion, the RS3 M feels a lot better. So the last category is price, which, I mean, obviously it needs no explaining. The RS3M is a lot cheaper. This is not the kind of speed cube you should be able to get for $9. It doesn't make much sense. But I like how MoYu has taken a turn to make excellent speed cubes that almost anyone can afford. It would be absolutely wrong to say that the RS3M is 9/60ths as good as the XS, just because of the price. They're just as good as each other, and there's reasons that I like the RS3M a lot more, or the GAN XS a lot more. So which one is better? Well, it's tricky. It really depends on your situation. I'm tempted to say that overall the XS is better, but I can almost guarantee you that it's only because it comes with a bunch of unnecessary accessories and because it has a bunch of weird but kind of cool stuff going on underneath the center caps. But I can guarantee you, if the RS3M was made by GAN and the XS was made by MoYu, I would 100% say that this is better. So if you came up to me and asked what speed cube to get, I would say the MoYu RS3M 2020 edition. If you came up to me and said, I need a speed cube that's really good, but it can't be that expensive, obviously I'd also say get the MoYu RS3M 2020. If you came up to me and said, I need a speed cube that makes me feel good just because I have a GAN cube, I would say get the GAN XS. But that's pretty much the only reason I would say to get the GAN XS over the RS3M.